Forever Skies has been released into early access for a couple of years, and back in April of 2025, they released their 1.0 version. And their 1.0 version is brilliant, and there's some brilliant changes between that early access start a few years ago and now the 1.0 launch. But unfortunately, it seems like the team have been plagued with a list of bad reviews since the game actually launched, which is a massive shame. They're currently sitting at a mixed review rating out of 315 reviews for the past 30 days, with 59% of that being positive. And that is currently going down quite a bit. When I looked at this a few days ago, they were at 64%. So this is continually dwindling. Now, all reviews since the game released have been 80% of the 6,230 are positive. So those, I'd imagine, because it was early access, a lot of those are the die-hard fans that have been playing the game since that early access period, and when Far From Home started to continually add and progress and make the game much better. But unfortunately, in the month and a bit since it released, in April of 2025, it has gone downhill, which is a massive shame, but I do understand why. But because it has gone a little bit downhill, the team have decided to put out a whole host of fixes, updates that have gone on to the Steam's beta branch. Now, these released a few days ago on the 28th of May. Time of recording this video and releasing it, it is the 2nd of June. So hopefully, it will be coming to Steam's main branch in just a few days' time. We will have to wait and see. They haven't said when it's going to be releasing, but they've said they're going to continually work on it and keep in touch with the community. Now, if you're a fan of Forever Skies and other survival titles, please subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and stick around for much more. If there's anything else you'd like to see survival-wise, let me know in the comments down below. On our second channel, Space Cowboy, we cover RPGs. We're currently covering Starfield's Watchtower creation, and we're going to be covering the Atomfall DLC when that releases, and potentially looking at covering some Grand Theft Auto 6 as well, as it is a role-playing game, and I'm a big fan of the GTA franchise. For now, though, let's carry on and have a look at Forever Skies and what has just gone wrong over the past 6 weeks. Now, the player count is not the greatest. As you can see here, the player count has dwindled by a third. When it launched, they had 1,568 players. Then in May, it dropped to 570, and over the last 30 days, it is 527. So it's been a big drop downwards. But from a sort of indie survival game, which it does have a decent chunk of features, but it's not out there and all over the place. Its unique thing is obviously the balloons, being able to float around the forbidden landscape. The world has gone to shite, and you're floating around above the atmosphere, going to different buildings, going to different buildings all over the world to gather resources to build up and progress the storyline and upgrade your airship. Now, there is a storyline involved. We have done a playthrough of that. We've got one more episode of the storyline playthrough, which should be out on Sunday. It was going to be out yesterday, but I was working all day and working all weekend, and I've been catching up since I got back from holiday. So unfortunately, I am a little bit behind. I do apologise for that. But from here on, we should be back to the normal schedule, Sunday to Thursday at 8 PM UK time. And then on our second channel, that is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 PM UK time. Now, as mentioned, as you can see, the player count has always been a little bit all over the place. They launched with 2,477, and then it dropped off. It come back up with various updates and dropped off and come back up. But it seems to be a decent number of 527. We can't really tell whether that's going to stay at the 500 mark. But over the last 24 hours, there's been 574 players at a peak, and with an average of 205 for the last hour. So, hopefully, it does continue to go up. But a lot of these comments from people, I do believe, are very fair. With many people saying that they've been playing since early access. Now, I did originally think that it was going to be a lot of new players that have come in, and the game is just not to their liking and not what they'd expect. But as you can see here, I've been playing this game on and off through early access, so I thought I'd give it a solid go with full release. But there's a few that are like that. There's quite a few that are dotted through here that say, I have been playing. But people are now saying that it's a painful grind, things are just repetitive, and the scenery is not really that much of a change. Now, for me personally, I think that is very fair. If you are playing solo, harvesting and grabbing resources can be quite tedious. When you're in a group, it does make things a little bit easier, I'd imagine. But crafting from chests and things like that, little quality of life things are in there and have made the game a lot better than what it was at release. But I think those major hurdles that they've not been able to come across is definitely the repetitive nature of the game. Once you've gone through 2, 3, 4 locations, you've pretty much seen all of them. And the team are going to be looking to address that with the latest update. So let's have a look at what the team have to say about this update and what this is actually going to be. Now this is version 1.02 and it is currently on Steam's beta branch. Now it's really easy to get onto Steam's beta branch for Forever Skies, and it's the same for all games, by the way. Just right click Forever Skies, go to properties, go down to betas, and then select the beta you want. Beta Flight, which is the public beta test for early access to games updates. So download that, the game will update itself, and then you'll be in and playing this one. But there is a full list of patch notes. They've improved lots of things, changed loads of stuff, and fixed a whole host more, which is good news. I'm glad that they're working on fixing things and making it better. But they've also added some new locations. Well, will be adding some new locations. So for the things that they've added, they've ingredients auto crafting now fully works for Research Station. They've got new loading screens, new death screen, Petite Aster and Petite Bruise Flower have got boiled versions, a visual indicator showing the device front when in ghost placement mode, aim assist for crossbow and controllers, aim assist scale options added through the menus, cockroach hideouts and lore throughout the world, which are a work in progress. Auto-saving outside of the airship on all locations will now be allowed, and other conditions added include auto-saving being blocked in cinematics and in-game cutscenes and elevators. So it's good that they've added some new locations. Now, how these are going to work and what they're going to look like, not 100% sure. I haven't actually found a new cockroach location yet. I only realised I wasn't on the beta branch, which I thought I was, so I do need to update that and try and see if we can find some of these new areas. So we'll try those in next Sunday's gameplay playthrough. I'm hoping that you can still play this version on a standard version and it will still progress all of your stuff. Now they've also changed loads of stuff, which includes loads of balancing, loads and loads of item stack increases, which are basically lots and lots of quality of life improvements, such as fiberglass crafting quality raised from 10, added direct path to infected gardens, tech fragments items now stacked from 100 to 250, technology from 100 to 250, socket items 10 to 25, cross pipe items, chitin, all of these have had higher stack increments, which is great because you do come across a lot of resources that you don't really need early on, but you will need a lot of later down the line. So being able to grab all of these and stack them now is definitely going to make things a hell of a lot easier. There's also been some change to object collisions and localization to make things much better. There's also a whole host of bug fixes, which I will place in the description down below if you do want to check out this dev letter, because there's lots and lots of stuff in here. If I was going to go through it all, we'd just be reading off a whole host of fixes for no apparent reason. But as you can see, it just makes the video much longer than what it needs to be, just to read off all of the fixes. Then they've also got some known issues which they've worked on. Some workshop locations, both power generator and technology printer, may be missing. Finding another instance in the workshop should help until we fix it. Small oxygen tanks can be dropped but cannot be crafted. It blocks oxygen progression for bigger tanks. There are rare desync problems in a co-op session where clients see other things than the host, and some objects don't update their states properly in co-op. A very rare bug where the airship can be unlocked on its own and fly away from a current location, and a bug where the player's position whilst using a medical station changes whilst the airship's flying, and loading screens are a work in progress, so some may be missing final background images, and some typos may occur. But that is it for today. The beta branch, please let the team know all your thoughts on it, and as soon as it's ready, they will be releasing that onto the main. Now, that's pretty good so far. I do like that they're working on a lot of the complaints and issues that people have been having, which is what a lot of the negative feedback is all about. Hopefully people will update their reviews if those things that they do like are fixed. But unfortunately, in today's age with a lot of games, a lot of people will, especially if they're buying it for the first time, will try it once, and if they don't like it, they'll get a refund and they won't come back. So those first impressions really do make a lot of difference when it comes to games. That's how I think anyway. I'm not 100% sure on everybody else's, but I'd say overall, the vast majority of people, those first impressions are going to be what make or break someone's experience. And if it's not a good first impression, they more than likely won't come back for a second chance at the game. Today, though, we are going to wrap that one up. Hopefully you've all enjoyed. If you have, you know what to do. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and stick around for much more Forever Skies and survival content. I was going to be doing some 7 Days to Die for the latest update, but unfortunately I was on holiday and I missed the invite email that I got from the team. So massive thanks to Fun Pimps for inviting me to that, but unfortunately we missed it. So we will be waiting a little bit longer for the 7 Days to Die coverage. I did mention it in a previous video that we are going to be covering the update. But yeah, unfortunately missed it. So I do apologise for that one. Thank you for everybody that has watched and supported the channel this year. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like on the video, and stick around for much more. And we'll be back very soon with some more survival.